Hello and welcome. The Dreadnought is some of the grimmest dark of the grim dark. These hulking war machines are common in many forms and in many factions, from being piloted by dead Eldari souls to killing the already near dead spaceman entombed Contemptor Dreadnought. In the spaceman ones, the spaceman is in relatively one piece when entombed in the sarcophagus of a dreadnought. The Contemptor Dreadnought is one of the oldest dreadnoughts used by the Imperium to date. It sees its use from the Space Marine chapters and the Adeptus Custodes. The rarity of a Contemptor is down to the fact the ability to repair or even create new ones have been lost since the time of the Horus Heresy. This causes a massive problem with the advanced technology inside their shell. The Contemptor needs a lot of maintenance. The Contemptor is not only thickly armoured, they have the Atomantic shield, but this also comes from the Atomantic dispenser. Even back in the days of the Great Crusade, no one really knew how these worked, but I can tell. It is its powerful Atomantic heart it creates its shielding. This shield disperses both kinetic and energy rounds. The Atomantic is so powerful that should anything penetrate the shielding and the armour and destroy the heart, this will create such a massive explosion, everything close by will be killed in a fiery death. Now, the Blood Angels, Sanguinius' sons, have their own variant of Contemptor Dreadnought, called the Incendius. This dreadnought forgoes the heavy weapons and has two close combat weapons called the Talons of Perdition. These are larger than normal dreadnought lightning claws. The Incendius is also equipped with a rocket booster to help it speed across the battlefield to rip and tear the enemies of the Emperor. Now, along with their loyalist brethren, the Psyker Legion of the Thousand Suns have a variant of Contemptor as well, created by the Thousand Suns Primarch Magnus, to prevent death, madness, or weird psychic phenomena from happening due to the Thousand Legionnaire being mortally wounded. Magnus had to create a psychic lattice around a psyker's still living brain, as they are entombed in the Osirian Contemptor. This variant of Contemptor isn't much different from the normal ones. It's just a psychic one, with a force blade instead of a dreadnought fist. That is the end of the Astarte Legion variants. There are a couple of Custodian variants. Well, there are two variants of Contemptor fielded by the Adeptus Custodes. Three if you include the Venerable Contemptor, but these two are unique: Galatius and Achilles. Though it would be truer to say the Achilles is the variant of a Contemptor, and the Galactus is a subtype of the Achilles. The Achilles carries a dread spear. This is a dreadnought-sized guardian spear. Instead of having a bolter weapon built in, the dread spear has the last bolter built in the bolter's place. The Achilles is more ranged focused, and the Galactus has a Galactus warblade, with built-in twin-linked Infernus incinerator and a Presidium shield to help it survive even longer. It is, for one reason alone, it is for close combat and destroying vehicles of your enemy. Now, that is a brief description of some of the variants. But what makes the Contemptor Dreadnought really grim dark? Now, all the other variants have a somewhat living person inside, except the Eldari. I say somewhat, they are mortally wounded, and they would have died without it. Now, the way the Space Marines or Custodes are inhumed into the sarcophagus. As I said, normally the Space Marine is relatively in one piece, they are severely wounded, but they are still noticeably a Space Marine. There is at least a head and torso. The Contemptor, however, is a very different story. When interned into a Contemptor Dreadnought, all their flesh and bones are removed. The pilot is nothing more than the brain and internal organs and amniotic fluid. This means the Contemptor Dreadnought is just a robot with a superhuman brain as its central processor, or central computer if you wish, And that is it. That is the Contemptor Dreadnought. The robot with a brain which fights for the Emperor. And that is all it is. There is no head, nothing else, just a brain in a jar and some internal organs. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video about the Contemptor Dreadnought. I like this Dreadnought. This new lore, by the way, is actually new lore. It was in the Adeptus Custodes Codex for 9th edition. So that's where I actually got the information about the ambiotic jar. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment and subscribe as always. I'm going to burn this video out to 8 minutes as I would do because I've finished shortly. Links to Wayland Games, Forbidden Planet, Patreon, comics and merchandise all down below as always. I hope you enjoyed this and I'll see you all again soon. And thank you very much again for watching and goodbye.